and welcome to my playthrough of Nancy Drew Stay Tuned for Danger. This is the second of the Nancy Drew adventure games that Her Interactive released back in 1999, and it is based on the Nancy Drew Files book of the same name. So before we begin, I would just like to give you a little bit of information about myself. I was once a moderator for Her Interactive on and off for about 10 years. I left them 8 years ago, or just about. I still enjoy the games, particularly the older games, usually 1 through 10, a couple of the newer ones. And I thought I'd have some fun by recording some playthroughs. You'll hear me chatting, dissecting, mumbling as I make my way through the games. I did also want to note I have done one previous video, which was for Secrets Can Kill, and I was having some audio issues as far as the game audio is concerned. I'm a bit concerned that might be my recording equipment, so I might have to do this in 2 segments, as the audio was coming through clearly while doing the recording. It was on playback that it came through a little grumpy. So we'll see how this goes. Hopefully better than the first, but also hopefully you enjoy what you hear or hopefully watch. So without further ado, let's begin playing Stay Tuned for Danger. And I'm going to pick Master Detective. Games 1 and 2 are the only ones that gave us 3 different difficulty levels. And I prefer Master Detective simply because it is trickier, and for me, the trickier, the better.
Dear Bess, you'll never guess who I'm visiting in New York. Maddie Jensen, your favorite soap star from Light of Our Love. Maddie is renting Aunt Eloise's apartment in New York. And after hearing about my last case, Secrets Can Kill, Maddie called to invite me up here. According to Maddie, Rick Arlen is getting death threats, but he won't go to the police, so she wants me to do some investigation work. Can you imagine anyone not liking Rick Arlen, daytime's cutest hunk? I have a sneaking suspicion, though, that there's more to this case than meets the eye. Call you later, Nancy.
So we have no option but to start off by going to Maddie Jensen's apartment, which makes sense as she is the one who's invited us to come to New York.
Come on in, Nancy. The door's open.
Let's actually just go and talk to Maddie before we snoop too much.
Welcome to New York, Nancy. I'm really glad you could come out here on such short notice.
I pointed this out with Secrets Can Kill, and I'll point it out here as well. We are given a few options for how we would like to respond to Maddie. It's not one single selection, but we actually have a choice. And her Interactive was really strong at doing these in the earliest of games. And it's something I really like because it allows you to make your own choice. You're not just floating along, clicking because you have to, but you get to make your own decisions.
I'm happy to help in any way I can. Aunt Eloise told me that someone on the set is getting death threats.
Well, for the past month, my co-star Rick Arlen has been getting these awful death threats. At first, we all shrugged it off. You get the occasional odd letter in this business. But then they started to get weird.
Have you ever received an odd letter?
Oh, I've gotten some odd ones here and there, but nothing like what Rick has been getting. In fact, they're totally bizarre. Not only did he get letters, but somebody sent him a box of poisoned chocolates, a broken watch, and then there's that whole thing with the teleprompter.
And here's a prime example of those choices. Quite often, if we are given a choice, it's only 2, and here we have 4. And we might be able to select more than 1, depending on what we first pick. But we are given a bunch of different options, which is really nice. Let's start with the teleprompter.
So what happened with the teleprompter?
Well, I was reading the teleprompter during a scene with Rick. All of a sudden, my lines read, "You're going to die a horrible death, Rick." At the time, we all thought it was some sick joke, but nobody admitted to doing it.
So here again we have some of those previous options, but they've been rephrased, which is really nice. They're a bit more dynamic.
Tell me about the letters.
Well, the first ones had the letters cut out of magazines, you know, like on a ransom note. They were all signed by someone named B.T. Kaiser. Somehow the news leaked out and the press totally jumped on them. Then they started getting ugly and twisted.
Did Rick go to the police?
No, and that's the problem. No one is taking any of this seriously, especially Rick. He thinks nothing will ever hurt him.
And they are determined that we ask about the poison chocolates. It's the only thing we're given to select, so I guess we're going to address that.
Someone sent him poison chocolates?
Rick's a major chocoholic. His fans and friends are always sending him boxes of candy. But these chocolates were so nasty, Rick spit them out. I've never seen Rick say no to chocolate before. Nancy, I'm running late. I need to get to the studio. Hey, why don't you come over and visit? I'll leave a visitor's pass for you at the security desk. Oh, before I forget, here's a copy of the house keys. I'm always losing my keys, so I've got plenty of copies. I'll write the studio's address on your map. Just catch a taxi cab outside and show them the map. They'll know how to get there.
Okay, and Maddie has just gone poof and disappeared. That's okay. That's funny, in these earlier games, they superimpose these animated 3D faces onto the photos of real people. It's kind of creepy. I mean, it is a nice touch that they have all these photos, but the way they're done are, yeah, creepy. Like this one's kind of weird. You've got both a photo with both an animated face and an actual person. It's done really well. Like, it doesn't look false, but it's still kind of weird. Okay, remote control, because we need those in the first few games. And I'm not going to spend too much time actually reading all of these documents on her desk, or these letters and invitations. I'm just going to sort of click and click again and move on.
It's locked.
And this is creepy, that little eye in the picture. And then you click, and it's gone. Ah, and it's back. So our TV, which we don't have to turn on just yet, so I'm going to bypass it. I was always kind of bummed out that we couldn't explore this dining area. Like, we're confined really to the living room. I guess we could call Ned.
Guess who?
Nancy! First you leave me to visit your aunt in Florida, and now you're in New York. By the time you get back to River Heights, I'll be an old man.
I'll hurry back to you. But first, I've got another case to solve.
So, Hannah told me about the investigation you're working on. Sounds neat, but kind of dangerous. Anything I can help you out with?
Well, I'm getting along so far.
Okay, I'll let you get back to your sleuthing. Be careful. I love you.
So this is the first game where we have phone contacts. In the previous game, which was the first game, you can use a telephone at the school, but you don't have to, and you don't have phone numbers for any of Nancy's friends, or for her dad, or for Hannah. She's kind of on her own in that one. So now we will go check out Worldwide Broadcasting.
Taxi!
Where can I take you today, miss?
1999 Broadway, please.
Sounds like elevator music.
Can I help you?
Yes, Maddie Jensen left a visitor's pass for me. It should be listed under Nancy Drew.
Here you are. You'll need to sign for it. You'll need to come to this desk every time you enter so I can log you in.
I feel like there's some Easter egg or something with when you sign in at one point, either for this pass or the next one, and I don't remember what it was. I might be mistaken, but yeah, I don't see anything there. Alright,
Have a
moving
nice
on.
day.
There's an image of Millie, who we will meet in a little while.
I don't care who he is. No one breaks a contract with Bill Pappas. I'll kill him before he runs out on me.
So we never actually meet Bill Pappas face to face, but we do hear him grumbling every now and then, and we do speak with him over the phone once. Sort of a neat touch. I mean, in later games we're used to having phone characters, but this is someone who we first hear on a couple of occasions before we ever speak with him on the phone, and we don't ever get to just call him up. We happen to be on the phone with him at the beginning of a scene. So that's a little different from the rest of the games. I think this one's Maddie's room, yes. Let's be polite and knock
It's
first.
open. Hey, Nancy. Glad you could make it. We'll be shooting soon, so I only have a couple of minutes to chat.
Can you tell me more about Rick?
Where should I start? Well, I've known Rick since I started acting. Well, after I got my big break with the touring production of Romeo and Juliet. We both played the leads. I guess it gave us good practice for the parts of Rory and Serena.
So how long have you been a couple?
You mean off-screen or on-screen? You see, Rick and I dated when we were with the touring company for Romeo and Juliet.
I'm sorry. I meant, how long have Serena and Rory been a couple?
Ever since I got on board about a year ago. Rick had been on the show already for 1 or 2 seasons, and the writers decided to make us a couple. You know, Yuri Danner, Rory's twin brother, was pretty upset with that. Do you think it could be him? I'm sorry, Nancy. It's been a running joke around here. You see, Rick's character has an evil twin, Yuri, and everyone's been saying that it's him who's causing all this trouble. But seriously, I have no idea who could be behind this. Oh, look at the time. I've got to get to makeup. Hey, why don't you come down to the set in a few minutes? I'll be shooting a scene with Rick. In the meantime, make yourself at home.
Of course there's an evil twin brother. It wouldn't be a soap opera without one. For those of you who don't speak French, sort of a rough translation of this, because I can actually do this, I was a French immersion student, and I feel like it. I don't always feel like reading through everything and trying to solve them. This one I will. So, ma chérie, my love, basically. Here is a symbol of my love for you. You are an angel like basically from the sky to encourage me, to give me courage. I love you. Je vous embrasse. Well, embrace is like love or hug. I'm trying to think of the way you would translate this, the proper. Je vous embrasse très fortement. Basically, I love you very much. Embrasse can be translated a couple different ways. My French is a bit rusty. I mean, I haven't spoken French fluently since the 10th grade, which is like, oh god, half a lifetime ago. That's a frightening concept. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's move on. I don't want to talk about French anymore. That's depressing. So I should actually go back to that. So, rumors that Rick Arlen might be leaving the show. Already made it to the press. So here's something important that you didn't realize, or I certainly didn't realize right away. I think this was on the message board, someone had pointed this out. So as we go through the pages of the script, there are different highlighters used. We start with yellow. How do I turn the page? I thought it was this script. Maybe it's a different one. There's a script where each page is highlighted with a different colored marker, and it's a combination. There we go. Wasn't hitting quite the right hotspot. That's the problem with the way the cursor's set up in the earlier game. So we've got two different colors. One is red, which is usually to look forward here, to zoom in or move forward into a space. But it's also to turn the page, and it's sort of hard to see where it's different on this. So we went from yellow to red, down to the corner we can turn the page again, to orange, and then blue. So as long as we recall the order of these colors, that's going to be useful later on. So what did I say? Yellow, red, orange, blue? Yes. We'll see if I remember that by the time we get to that moment of the game where that information becomes necessary. One of those random things you can look at, which they put in a lot in these earlier games. You can properly snoop. You're not only able to look at the things that are utilized, you get to look at a whole bunch of things that could potentially be useful or be clues. That was a really great addition that they've taken the time to include when they first started producing these games. And I miss it tremendously. Something about chocolates here. Bitter chocolates. So probably a whole bunch of different hidden messages in here, which again is great. Sort of like I just mentioned, how they put in all these extra little things you can look at, even if they are of no use. Oh, castor oil. Glass. Yeah, so they've put in these extras that you can try and find messages in, but you don't have to. If you aren't able to solve them, and I say that with air quotes, it's not that you're not losing out. These are more extra little tasks that you're welcome to do. And in one of the dressing rooms, I can't remember if it's Maddie's or if it's in Rick's, I think if you double click on I guess vanity doors here, I think it takes you to Dwayne's office. I'm not going to try that because I'm trying to play through the game properly, sort of in sequence. And here is our first proper puzzle. I noticed, at least with yesterday's playthrough of Secrets Can Kill, there actually aren't very many puzzles. I know there are a few more in this one. That was improved with the second release. Start by turning these all the right way. This one's not working because my little recording box is up here and it won't let me click that. I'm gonna have to swap it in order to do this. It's a wee bit of a nuisance. There are worse things, so I'm not going to complain. Oops. Okay. Start with those border pieces. And because I've got this box up here, I can't actually see what any of this says or what's written there, so that's gonna have to be the last stuff I do based on where all the other pieces go. Does that look right? I think so. I don't know why I've decided to start with this instead of up here. It's not logical. I think it's supposed to say both. Is it one of the pieces I can't read? No, there it is. That's not right. Oh, there's that. Taking, or talking, rather. Oops. Where does this one? Oh, that one will go there. That's going to go there. Maybe this was right before, it just looked really weird. There we go. And this is an optional puzzle. You don't have to put these this torn letter back together, but it's fun to do, or at least in my view, it's fun. Would be easier if I didn't have this thing blocking my view. Little message around this. be so weird to get fan mail. I can't imagine how people deal with that. To me, that would just be really creepy. I wouldn't want people to be writing me letters and because of a job I would do. It just seems really strange. Okay, too early to meet Rick. Oh, right. I often do this wrong because you have to, when you have this reverse arrow, you're actually still facing the direction you were before and you have to turn to the side. And I always forget this each time I start playing this game. We're not going to meet Lillian yet either.
It's open!
Oh, she's a character.
Hello there. Oh, are you a visitor? According to the policy's memo dated July 14th, 1954, no one is permitted in the prop room, except for those people permitted in the prop room. You may want to talk to the director, Lillian Weiss, if you want to become permitted. She likes to do all of the hiring around here. Good day, my dear.
Oh, she's quirky. Okay, we are facing the right direction this time. Let's turn, and let's go to the set.
I need something to make this work.
This key card reader thing is finicky. I think it's when I get the next card, I have to click at the bottom, so it must be at the top for the first pass. Yeah, it's weird.
Places, everyone. Are we locked in? Yes, Miss Wise. We're clear to shoot.
Have we blocked this already?
Yes, I think.
Quiet on the set. Is the floor ready? Check. Audio. Check.
Roll tape.
Stand by, camera 1.
Stand by
I
music.
do like that we get to see all
camera
these
one.
animated people, even if we don't see their faces. It's a nice
Rory,
touch.
I have to talk to you.
I don't want to see you, Serena.
No, Rory, don't go. I love you.
I don't want to see you, Serena.
That'd be terrifying.
Sheesh! What was that? I could have been killed! Get my agent on the phone, now!
Clear him out, everybody.
Well, that sounds like trouble.
Stage crew, you're on standby.
You can see that this has clearly been sawn off. This didn't just break with rust and age. It was tampered with. I'm missing a hand for the clock.
I should set the clock.
And here's again one of those few moments where Nancy has spoken but nothing appeared in the dialogue box.
I should set the clock.
Well, we'll do that later, Nancy. Don't you worry. And here we have another threatening message on the teleprompter. So if you don't look at the teleprompter, you don't see that he gets threatened again. If you don't look at it, it's fine. You don't miss out, ultimately. The way you get around in some of these places is, it is a little awkward. You might be really close to it and still not able to access. You have to backtrack and then face it from a certain direction. That's improved on in later games. Sort of have to remind myself, this is only their second game, so a few little difficulties like this aren't a big deal. The fact that they put out the game in the first place is ultimately what matters, and it's a really good game. I don't actually like this game very much, but it is a good game. I know a lot of people enjoy it. I just find it kind of creepy. This game is always giving me the heebie-jeebies. I think it has to do with the music. I find it unsettling.
I need to find the key for this.
No dialogue.
The wheel is stuck.
No dialogue. Interesting. No point going up there because I know I can't get in. So let's go talk to some folks or listen
What kind
to
of
Bill.
studio are you running here? My client could have been killed.
I told you I'd get to the bottom of this. I've already closed the set to visitors.
Well, I know that my hours are numbered. Set is now closed to visitors, and Nancy is presently a visitor. Okay, let's talk to Maddie about what just happened.
It's open.
She sounds very cheery, given what just occurred.
Oh, Nancy, this is horrible. There's no way that could have been an accident. I think it's another attempt to get Rick. The timing's just too weird. All of these threats, and now he's almost killed on stage. I'm too upset to deal with this. I gotta get out of here. I need some space. We'll talk later.
She never hangs around, so we can never snoop with her present, which is kind of unique to this game. Okay, I'm not actually going to look at anything there. Let's go talk to Rick.
Entrez-vous.
Ugh. I don't like Rick.
Hello, gorgeous. Where have you been all my life?
River Heights?
River Heights?
Touché. So, you're an old friend of Maddie's. She told me you were coming up to visit. She said you find me irresistible.
Gross. I do like this sort of smart aleck response.
Actually, I find those letters you've been getting irresistible. I just love a good mystery.
Oh, you're no fun. Well, mi casa es su casa. You know, my house is your house. Well, feel free to examine the evidence, Miss Drew, while I go off the wardrobe. Have a chocolate while you're at it. Stay beautiful.
I don't want a chocolate. I know they're rancid. Ugh. What is he thinking? So here he's got a whole bunch of these creepy letters, these threatening letters. Like, why would you keep these? Or at least, why would you keep them lying around your dressing room? That's just weird. I understand if you want to put them in a file folder so you can keep them for the police, but they're scattered around like trophies. It's icky. Ugh. He is icky. I really don't like Rick, and I really don't like this game. I think partly because of him, mostly because of him. Just makes me so uncomfortable. Is there a hot spot there? Oh yeah. And then with some of these we notice the dropped Y, which is an important little clue. And if you look at this particular row of chocolates, they spell out Die Rick. It's clever, I like it. There, you can notice that dropped Y. Okay, I think that's all we need to see there. And now let's go get kicked off the set.
May I help you? Yes, hi. I'm a friend of Maddie's, and I'm...
Do I look like a tour guide? Look, the set's closed to visitors. I'll need to take your pass away. But if it's any consolation, I'll be more than happy to show you the door.
She's not very friendly. I get that with most of the games, you've got one sort of grump. So I would leave. I just wanted to see, will this work? Ah, no. I'd meant to point out, I thought of it while Rick was talking and then very quickly forgot once we were able to play again. The music change in his dressing room. Most environments have different sounds. Like here we go, we're at the map. Totally different music than what we hear at WWB. And it's great. I love that each environment has its own unique track. Even if I find some of the music creepy.
Hey, taxi!
Where to, lady?
7226 Lexington Avenue, please.
On my way.
Okay, so far the music stayed the same, but I think it changes once we enter her apartment. Yeah, there we go. Any more notes? Oops. Nope, still Ned, so don't need to call anyone.
Hi, Nancy. I'm sorry for skipping out on you like that. I guess I'm not a very good hostess. It's just that this whole thing with Rick really shook me up.
I just ran into Lillian, and she kicked me out of the studio.
Yeah, Lillian's pretty cranky these days.
That's a good word for her.
Wait a minute.
Cranky.
I've got an idea on how you can get back into the studio. You know, my agent could get you a job as an extra so you could get on the set. You don't have to do anything. They just need to have people standing by.
That sounds great, but what should I say if they ask about you and me?
Just tell them you're an aspiring actress who I've taken under my wing. I'll give Dwayne a call first thing tomorrow. Just stop by there in the morning. I'll tell him you're an old family friend who's decided to try out acting as a career.
Would you do that? That'd help me get past Lillian and hopefully to the bottom of these threats against Rick.
Yeah, I should get back to learning my lines for tomorrow. Good luck.
Alrighty. And she's vanished again. So, nothing else that we need to do today. So to change the day, you just go to the staircase, pardon me, click on the banister, and you have an option. So you can turn it to night, because you do get to snoop in the evening, but that's not necessary at this juncture, so we're just going to go with day. To head out to Dwayne Powers' place.
Taxi!
Yeah, what's the address?
318 West 10th Street, please.
You got it.
When I first played this game, and I know this has been the case for other people too, because I've seen this on the message board so much, a lot of people didn't understand how to get in to see Dwayne. You really have to harass him. If you only buzz once, like I did when I first played the game, that's the only response you get. You just have to be persistent.
Don't you understand?
Mr. Powers, Maddie Jensen sent me to see you about a job as an extra.
I'm sorry. I'm in Suite 101. Come in.
Horrible buzzing sound. And this change of music, it sounds rather sinister. A little bit foreboding in a way.
Come in. I apologize for my abrupt greeting. You must understand that if I opened my door to every struggling actor in this town, I'd never be able to get my work done.
I'll be happy to meet with your assistant if you're too busy.
Actually, I am in need of an assistant at this moment. I had to terminate my previous secretary. I'm afraid that my standards are rather high for most people.
Well, I'm just starting out in the acting business. I hope my lack of experience won't hurt my chances of getting a job as an extra on Light of Our Love.
Oh, that's okay, Nancy. It's Nancy Drew, right? Maddie spoke highly of your abilities, and I am more than happy to give a young actor a chance, if I can. Normally I don't do this, but seeing that you're a friend of Maddie's, I could pull some strings for you. You see, Worldwide uses me almost exclusively for hiring their talent. Not only did I provide them with Maddie Jensen, but Rick Arlen as well.
Oh, I can scroll. I didn't realize that. I didn't realize this until now. He sounds like the same voice actor for Joseph Hughes in the final scene, so I'm assuming it's the same person who does both voices. This is the first time I picked up on that. Something about that dialogue struck me, that was Joseph speaking. Let's not be a creepy fan. Let's just talk about Maddie.
How long have you known Maddie?
Maddie and I go back over 8 years. We met doing summer stock at the Belfry Theater upstate. She went on to play Juliet with a touring company, and I started this agency.
You and Maddie must be very good friends.
Yes, we are. She's a talented actress and extremely generous, as you very well know. However, I am afraid Rick may be having a bad influence on her. You see, Rick foolishly believes acting is a status symbol, not an art form. He's a ladder climber who'll use anyone to crawl his way to the top. A ladder he's sure to fall from one of these days. Well, Nancy, you must be anxious to start this assignment. I'll call right now and have a pass waiting for you at the reception desk. Now, if you'll please excuse me, I must get back to work. It was a pleasure meeting you. Please call on me for any other needs you may have.
He's not a very good representative for Rick. He badmouths him. It's not really what you want from your agent. Let's go back to WWB.
Where can I take you today, miss?
1999 Broadway, please.
I don't think I looked at this before. Okay, let's check the sign-in sheet here.
Can I help you?
Hi, I've been hired as an extra by the Powers Agency.
Here you are. You'll need to sign for it.
Okay,
You'll need
so
to come
this
to this
the
desk
list.
every time you enter so I can log you in.
That apparently has something in it. And again, I can't read this one because of my recording bar. Well, if it's here, I'm oblivious to it.
Thank you, and good luck.
Let's go speak with Maddie.
It's open. Hi, Nancy. Glad to see Dwayne could get you a job as an extra. Who knows, maybe you'll be the next Serena Livingston.
As if. I'm lucky if I can remember my stage left from my stage right. Dwayne was very helpful. I can't believe he got me a part, just like that.
Dwayne's a great guy. He gave me a chance when no one in this town would even give me the time of day.
Stage left and stage right are pretty easy to recall. It's about you facing the audience. So whatever's to your right when you're facing the audience is stage right. Whatever's on your left is stage left. It all has to do with facing the audience, not with the audience to your back. I don't think Dwayne likes Rick very much. Obviously.
I don't think Dwayne likes Rick very much.
Actually, the feeling's mutual. Dwayne was Rick's agent and helped him get the part of Rory Danner. But later on, Rick ditched him to go with a larger agency. I guess to help him get out of his contract here.
Okay, I'd forgotten that they were already separated. That they're not part of the same agency anymore, Rick and Dwayne. Still, that's not very, not very professional to be bad-mouthing a former client like that.
Well, I'll see you later, Maddie.
Break a leg.
And I'm booted from the room entirely. No. Actually, no, that's too early. Okay, let's go speak with Lillian.
I see Maddie's friend is now working as an extra for us. Are you trying to get discovered, or are you just hard up for a job?
I'm just excited to start working with an experienced crew. You know, it's so much different than community theater.
Oh, don't knock yourself out, kid. You'll be on standby until we know when and if we'll need you.
I thought you might be interested to know that I found a light clamp on the set. It looked as if it had been sawed off. That was no accident on the set. It was a deliberate attempt on Rick's life.
Well, it looks like we've got ourselves a little Miss Sherlock Holmes on the set. Look, we didn't hire you to play junior detective, so don't be sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, okay?
Don't worry, I'm not playing junior detective. I'm playing master detective. And it's going to go really well.
Well, I'll let you get back to your business.
You do that.
Okay. And now, one of my favorite parts. Let's go meet Millie properly and solve some riddles.
It's open!
I love these riddles. And I love that they
my
change.
dear.
They change depending on which which detective level you're playing on. So that's nice. So you actually have, it's not necessarily a change in difficulty, but change in the puzzles you're doing, whether you're junior, senior, or master detective. It's not the same for all three.
Hi, how can I enter the prop room?
I see. Well, I don't just let anyone enter my prop room without showing me that they're clever enough to take on the responsibility. Listen to my riddle, and when you know the correct answer, I'll let you in.
Okay.
What is full of holes but holds water?
That's a sponge.
Very good. Let's see if you can answer one more. The more you make, the more you leave behind.
Well, I think that's one of those footprints.
Oh, that was pretty easy.
Yes, it
Let's
was.
try another one. What has 4 fingers and a thumb, but is not alive?
That would be a glove.
That's it. I have stumped many people with my riddles, but you are quite the sleuth. You may go and enter the prop room now, while I go and unpowder my nose.
Vanishes into thin air. I do really like the riddles. I'd love to see that in more games. Well, they're fun, I think. I love all the extras in here. So, Ivory Elephant, that's a book. Spider Sapphire, also a book title. Lilac, so Mystery of Lilac Inn. They're great. I don't feel like reading the rules of the prop room. Okay. Let's do the Towers of Hanoi. Also one of my favorite puzzles. I don't even really consider it a puzzle. Okay. I want that one there. Okay. Come on. Feel free to skip ahead if you want to. Won't be offended. This won't take very long though. And this is one of those puzzles I know how to solve it, so it doesn't take me very long. Bring it on, oops, onto the base, if it will cooperate. So this one goes there. Oh, come on. Et voila! Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. So that's the extra head we need for the clock. And now, let's go over to this map. And right over here you can just barely see the end of these pliers that you have to pick up, and you have to pick them up now. Otherwise, you're hooped and you pretty much have to restart the game. We've got a message around the map. And another thing you have to pick up this time is a doorknob, because otherwise you're not able to get back into the prop room. Now you can press this. There it is. That was a terrible decision. That's an awful sound. Okay, we don't have to look at everything else here, but I'm just going to sort of quickly click at everything, because there are some neat little things. So if we wanted to, we could solve a crossword. And then I'll let that go. And this is locked. We can't get in from this side. I like this. Stay tuned for danger. Oops. And in a lot of the games, I don't think I saw this in the first one. I may have overlooked it. But they always sort of nodded toward themselves. So here we have the Her Interactive logo. The old one, of course, this was what they were using at the time of this game's release. But you can usually find it on something in each game up until a point. I don't know when they stopped doing that. Cool little dragon. Oh, didn't remember this one. That doesn't matter. This is important and creepy. Ugh, spider. This is the first time they've put a creature into one of the games. Granted, it's only the second game, so it's not a big deal. But it's a nice touch. Creepy though I do find it. I don't like spiders. A logbook. A message we could decode. I suspect it's just whatever letter is that number in sequence. So A would be 1, B would be 2, E is 5. But there's more to look at here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. Oh dear, because of my recording icon might be in the way. Oh, just barely. This is important. I don't think we can move on if we don't have Millie's information. So Millie, for her login, password WWB, which is Worldwide Broadcasting, 1958. Should be able to remember 1958. If not, I think I have this in my little note book that came with the game. Okay. Now let's scope out the set here. We'll start with the clock. We get this key that we use to open two things. Here we have a scrap of fabric. It's plaid, red and black plaid fabric. So we're led to assume that whoever sawed off the Klieg light, they tore their clothing. And that's sort of evidence as to who was behind that sabotage. Generator here, but we have no power to it. If we press the button, it's not going to do anything, so we'll leave there. And that's all we can do here for the time being. And now we have scary stuff to attend to. And I'm just going to get ready. Pick up my pliers, put them back. Pick up my screwdriver, put it back. Keep those at the top because I'm going to need to quickly get to them. Oh, am I too early? Apparently.
It's open. Have you found anything out yet?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I should get back to learning my lines for tomorrow. Good luck.
Interesting. I am ahead of myself. Okay, let's talk to Lillian.
It's you again. What do you want?
Oh, I'm sorry for bothering you. I'll leave right away.
You do that.
Okay, she had nothing to say.
Hey, taxi!
Where to, lady?
7226 Lexington Avenue, please.
On my way.
It's locked.
Oh. Is this new? Yeah, okay. Let's talk to Bess. I don't normally call phone friends, but let's do it since this is the first game that we have this opportunity.
Hi, you've reached Bess Marvin.
No.
I can't come to the phone right now, but please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
Okay. So much for that. Oh, there it is. Okay. Right, I knew I had to watch this first. That was silly of me. So here we have a VHS tape. This is so old school. You normally only find these at Value Village and garage sales now. Okay, remote control. Turn on the telly.
We're here on the set at Worldwide Broadcasting Studios with soap heartthrob Rick Allen. The studios are abuzz with talk that you may be heading for a career in films. Will Rory Danner be killed off the show?
Rory is a character who is dear to my heart. I never put him in a life-threatening situation. I'll leave that to the writers.
Well, how could anyone in their right mind leave such a gorgeous co-star, Maddie Jensen? Is it true that your on-stage love affair has led to an off-stage romance?
Only my hairdresser knows for sure.
Weren't you seen with that actress Greta Von Kamloops at Cannes earlier this year?
Kamloops?
Any chance you may be starring in a film with her in the near future?
Oh no, not while I'm with the WWB network.
Our sources say that you've been a victim of a stalker. Is that true?
Well, yes, in a sense. I feel like I'm being watched at every moment, and always at the same time. Weekdays from 2 to 3 on Channel 13.
Oh, Rick.
He's a creep, but he does answer those interview questions really well. I do like how they set that up. I thought that was great. Okay, now let's go back to the studio.
Taxi!
Where can I take you today, miss?
1999 Broadway, please.
Can I help you?
Hello, here's my pass.
Hello, Ms. Drew. Thank you. You may proceed.
Okay, let's see. Yep, now we're
Hello?
at the scary stuff. Super intense, scary music. Oh, settings moved in my inventory. Constantly have to pick up the screwdriver. Okay. So from the script, it was yellow, Red, orange, blue.
It was pretty scary for a minute there.
And then what happened?
Once I defused the bomb and got out of there, I called the police, and I was stuck at the station for hours. They searched the dressing room and sent the bomb off to the crime lab, but they didn't find anything. Oh, and remind me to thank Chief McGinnis when I get back home. He vouched for me when I asked for a copy of the tape.
It sounds like things have gotten way out of control.
Oh, Ned, I've got another call. It's probably the police. I love you, and I promise I'll be careful. Call you later, okay?
Okay.
Hello, Miss Drew. This is Bill Pappas, the producer for Light of Our Love. I just wanted to thank you for your quick thinking and valiant efforts today. I understand that you've been detained at the police department.
So before I continue with this conversation, I wanted to talk about defusing that bomb. The first time I played this game, so I didn't know that the highlighters and pen ink in that script was the order in which to defuse it, to cut the wires. I don't know how many times I had to play second chance, and I tried all these different combinations because I had no idea, and I died over and over and over again. Just such a mean puzzle. Because if you don't realize that that's supposed to be the answer, because it's not sort of a logical way of deducing that those are the wires to clip, it really is going to be trial and error. Which means Nancy's probably going to die when you first play this game. It's not very nice.
Yes, I was. They needed a statement from me.
What type of information?
I'm sorry, but I need to keep that confidential. You'll need to ask the police about that.
Nancy. Can I call you Nancy? I hate to be blunt about this, but we can't allow anyone to just walk into people's dressing rooms.
Yeah, he has a point. I feel like it's sort of a snarky response, but she's also kind of right.
Perhaps you should enforce better security then.
What? Ever since Rick started getting threats, we've taken every measure to ensure his safety. We've even hired more security after that accident in the studio.
Perhaps we can meet in person to discuss the case.
No. I'm very busy at the moment. But seeing what you did today, I guess I owe you one. What do you need to know?
Can you think of anyone on the staff who has skills in explosives or electronics?
We definitely do not use explosives on our set. We use outside pyrotechnicians for location shoots. And of course, all of our technical crew are very knowledgeable about electronics. But I couldn't picture any of them making a bomb.
Is there anyone on the technical staff that would hold a grudge against Rick?
Look, I'm not the studio psychologist. Rick's not the easiest guy to work with, neither am I. But then, I don't have people leaving me threatening letters in my office.
I do like that he acknowledged that he's not necessarily easy to work with. Not a lot of people can admit that.
Do you believe someone from outside the studio could have done this?
That's impossible. This set has been closed down tight since that accident. I even hired extra security. My own mother couldn't have gotten in here.
This would be creepy if there was video surveillance in the dressing room. Maybe they mean outside of it?
Is there video surveillance of the dressing room?
We're currently working with the police on that. But there are no security cameras in the dressing rooms.
Yeah, that'd be weird if there was.
Who, besides Rick, would have keys to his dressing room?
Only Rick and the security personnel. We've already checked into this. Rick is very touchy about his room and won't even let the janitors clean it unless he's there.
That's odd. Has he always been this way?
Yes, Rick's very controlling like that. It took us weeks to renegotiate his contract. He had all of these detailed demands, like about lighting, script direction, the placement of his name in the credits. He's unbearable at times. Listen, I need to get back to work. Do you need anything else?
Who takes care of the teleprompter?
Well, in theory, It's the lead scriptwriter's job to manage that part of production. But a lot of actors, especially Maddie, like to edit their script to add emphasis or direction.
So then anyone has access to the teleprompter?
We've already looked into that incident with the teleprompter. Anyone from the stagehands to myself could have rigged it. Listen, I need to get back to work. Do you need anything else?
Are there many people who have access to the studio at night?
Only our key talent and some of the floor managers have access. And of course, myself and Lillian. But we've often got projects going on around the clock. Post-production work and set design, to name a few.
Can I have a list of everyone who's been in the studio at night?
That's confidential.
Oh, I wanted to ask about that, that access code. I think I've missed my opportunity.
Does the studio have any audio mixing equipment?
Of course we do. We have a whole department set up for audio recording. We also have some mixers in the control room.
Are there many people who have access to the mixers?
Just the sound engineers and control room staff would have access to that equipment.
Who else has access to the staff offices?
The usual people. Janitors, some assistants, Millie, security. Now, is there anything else you need to ask of me? I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Well, thank you for your help in this matter, Mr. Pappas. Goodbye.
Yes, well, thanks again for your brave efforts today. Goodbye.
Oh, and George. Okay, let's try calling George since she tried to call Nancy. I miss that we don't normally have to call to George in the later games. It's always Bess. Bess or Ned. But we don't see George often anymore.
Sane residents.
Hi, George. It's Nancy.
Nancy, how are you? Are you still in Florida? Did you ever solve that case you were working on?
That case is solved. You're not going to believe this, but I'm now in New York on another case.
Wow. From the palm trees of Florida to the streets of New York City, Nancy Drew is on the case. What is it this time? Missing jewels? International spy ring? Maybe a ghost or two?
I like all of her suggestions for what she's trying to solve. We'll get a ghost in the next one.
Stop teasing, George. Nothing as exciting as a haunting, but something a bit more serious. Someone is sending death threats to the soap star Rick Arlen.
You're kidding! Don't tell Bess that. She'll want to fly out there and save him. She absolutely adores Rick Arlen. So, have you met any of those other daytime superstars?
Just wondering if that's also this voice of George, if she does the voice of Lisa in Treasure in the Royal Tower. Sounds a bit like her.
Well, I have met Maddie Jensen. In fact, I'm staying with her. She's a friend of Aunt Eloise.
Really? I like Maddie Jensen. Is she as nice in real life as she is on screen? I always heard soap stars can be a bit temperamental.
I wouldn't call her temperamental, but she is very upset about these threats.
I wonder if she has a thing for Rick. So, what have you found out so far?
I'm not going to, or am I going to? No, I'll leave it at that.
Not much, but I'll call you when I find out more. Bye, George.
Okay.
Taxi!
Where can I take you today, miss?
There's a lot of back and forth in this game, I find.
Can I help you?
Hello, here's my pass.
Hello, Ms. Drew. Thank you. You may proceed.
Okay. Now let's try talking to Rick.
Entrez-vous?
Ugh.
My hero, Nancy Drew. You know, according to ancient tradition, if someone saves your life, you should serve them for the rest of your life. So, what can I do for you, young lady? Your wish is my command.
I like how she's going to just sort of brush him off here.
Yeah, right. Well, you can tell me if you've noticed any suspicious characters around your dressing room lately.
Yes, I have. They're named Agent Harris, Officer Josewitz, and Detective Bonnet. It appears I've been quite a celebrity with the local authorities. Hey, I hear Detective Beach is looking for a new star. Do you think I should do some research with my new friends to land the part?
And Detective Beach, we see on a billboard or a sign at the end of the previous game, Secrets Can Kill. I like that little tie-in.
What is the story with the prop master?
Old Millie Strathorn, heir to the worldwide broadcasting fortune. She's great, except for the fact that she's never liked me. She thinks I'm too big for my britches, and that I wouldn't know a good thing if it came up to me and stuck its finger in my nose.
I like that line.
Can I ask your advice? Dwayne Powers is my agent. He's pretty good, isn't he?
Dwayne's a loser, babe. Don't tell me he's representing you.
Didn't he represent you?
Yes, he did. A very long time ago. I was young and naive, just like you, love. I made a mistake. Something you can't afford to do at this point in your career.
Oh, listen, I gotta go, Rick. Be careful, okay?
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Good riddance, creeper. I don't know if we can talk to Maddie or not.
It's open. Nancy, I'm so glad that you're okay. Everyone's been talking about that bomb scare. Rick's still shrugging it off, but I can tell he's upset about it.
Well, I'll see you later, Maddie.
Break a leg.
Well. I see our local hero has shown up for work. Not only can she waste everyone's time with prying questions, but she can find the time to save Rick from being blown to smithereens.
Well, I'll let you get back to your business.
Bye-bye.
She's too casual about all that. Even if she doesn't like him, and whether she's guilty or not, she's just too casual with making that sort of statement about being blown to smithereens. She's not a nice person.
It's open! Why, hello! I hear you've become quite the celebrity, saving Rory Dunner from those diabolical traps
Man, her
set by
eyebrows
that
are going crazy.
cold-blooded scoundrel Yuri. Thank goodness you had my wire cutters, else you would have been blown all the way to Bakersfield.
I don't want to say that her face is super expressive, but certainly her eyebrows go up and down an awful lot.
Don't you mean Rick Arlen? And who is Yuri?
No, I mean Rory Danner, young lady. Yuri is Rory's evil twin. He's always trying to bump off Rory. With his brother out of the way, Yuri thinks he'll have a clear shot at Serena. I've been trying to help him ever since Rory showed up in Jackson's Wharf. That Rory Danner needs to be taught a lesson.
It's interesting because she refers to Yuri as the evil twin, and yet she's helping him out. So is she trying to say that she's not a very nice person? Or does she simply mean that Rory Danner still needs to be taught a lesson or two just because he's made some mistakes? I don't actually read it that way. I read it as her supporting the bad guy. But she's a bit of a loon. She's losing her marbles.
It must be wonderful to work with Rick Arlen. Is he really that exciting in real life as he is on stage?
Who? Rick Arlen? I never heard of him. You don't mean Rory Danner, do you, dear? He's a no-good, good-for-nothing, do-nothing, if you ask me. Oh, he's been a troublemaker ever since he's got here. What that man needs is a good swift kick and a you-know-what. Causing poor Serena all that grief with his scampering around.
Okay, so maybe it's not that she's supporting the bad guy, she just also views Rory Danner as not a very nice guy as well. Okay.
I should get back to the set. Goodbye.
Don't take any wooden nickels, young lady.
What an odd expression. I wonder where that comes from. Okay, I think we're ready to do some nighttime snooping.
Hey, taxi!
Where to, lady?
7226 Lexington Avenue, please.
On my way.
Yep, yes we are. 3689. 3689, yes, I can remember that. Alright, let's make it nighttime. Before we go to WWB, let's sneak around Dwayne's office.
What's the address?
318 West 10th Street, please.
You got it.
And where's Hess Grumbly?
It's about time you showed up. I've been waiting 45 minutes for that pizza.
Ah, terrible sound. Okay. So now let's break into his office. Start near the door. That's just the way I tend to do things. To make sure I've covered the whole room. Although I don't have to do this. Again, a lot of this is just extra stuff. It's not necessary. The Angry Man. Starring Dwayne, perhaps? Because he's an angry man. Oh, here's another one of those Her Interactive mugs. Those are what you see more often than not with the Her logo. So first we saw the skateboard, but I know we see more mugs with their logo in subsequent games. So these love phrases. So this would be from that note in French that we found in Maddie's room. Embrasse très fortement. I send hugs and kisses. Okay. So like I said, embrasse could be hugs. Love very much. Yeah. Hugs and kisses. Okay. That's their translation. Okay. Let's start with the desk. No, let's not start with the desk. Because the desk has the briefcase. The briefcase has a lock on it. Need the code, which you get from the coat. Oh, and there's a, you can see the top of a Her Interactive logo on this card. Okay. Do I have this code in my little booklet? 4377. Oh, right there. Yes, I flipped to the right page. I love it when that happens. So with this game, this came in one of those gigantic cardboard boxes and then just has a CD in a jewel case. And in the jewel case, there's a little booklet for notes. So it's not one of the paper ones that says From the Desk of Nancy Drew, which is what I have for Secrets Can Kill, Message in a Haunted Mansion. Oh, I think quite a few, actually, after that. But this is a much smaller notebook. Okay, so briefcase. 4377. And this one, that last digit is kind of cut off, but I underlined a 0 in my note. 3, so let's try 0. Yeah. I'm always never sure if it's meant to be a 0 or a 6. Apparently it's a 0. Okay, so we got the keys, and there are 4 articles we need to look at here. So this check, this notice of eviction, this photography final notice, and then this bank one, I think, yeah, the bank statement. Okay. So for those who get stuck and stay tuned for danger, this was one of the things I used to always ask people was, when you check the briefcase, did you look at 4 things? Because that's usually one of the things that trips people up. So you do have to look at like everything. don't know. I don't think we can actually make a call. I'm not going to try. And there he keeps a spare doorknob in his drawer. A weirdo. Actually, you have to look in quite a few drawers. So, spirit gum. This is an adhesive, usually used in theater, so for keeping beards and mustaches on, for example. So that's, again, one of the things you have to find in his office, or else you get stuck. Here's one of those little hidden encoded messages that if you want to take the time to, you can decode. And I think it's one of those extra little gems that Her Interactive put in. So when I did my recording yesterday for Secrets Can Kill, I commented on the fact that there were so many in that game, and that I thought there might be some in this one, and I think no more beyond this. So yes, I was correct in my belief that there were some included in Stay Tuned for Danger. And they're great. Again, this goes to highlight the care and the detail that Her Interactive put into these really early games, giving them a bit more substance that doesn't ultimately affect how you play the game, but I think gives it some depth and just shows the heart that the company had. And then the last thing we have to do here, let's go through the filing cabinet. So Rick Arlen is actually a stage name. His last name is actually Arbituski. I might be mispronouncing that. And a lot of actors do that. They change their name. They get a stage name. It's probably something I would do, just because I think it would be too weird for strangers to know me and address me by my real name. Feeling if I ever found myself in this position, that's what I would do. I don't like attention, so yeah. Give me a pseudonym. That'd be nice. Note the handwriting here on this file for Owen Spader. If I go back to Nancy, similar writing. And, okay, good. Again, I couldn't see what was in that part of the filing cabinet. Okay. That should be everything for Dwayne's office. Don't believe we have to come back here. Unless I've missed something. Oops. Okay.
Taxi!
Where can I take you today, miss?
1999 Broadway, please.
Alright, so we're not going through the front. We are going off to the left here. There's a side entrance. It's funny Nancy asked about having that access code when she hadn't actually seen the Talon entrance. Right, it was 3689? Yes. And I often like hide in one of the dressing rooms because I've been caught by Ralph before. I wanted to see if I can get into Lillian's office without getting caught. Excellent. I really like this music in her office.
I need something to make this work.
Oh, right. Let's not do that yet. Well, no, I don't need... You can put in a disc. There's a disc you can find in her office, but it's not important. So I'm just going to skip it. WWB was 1958. Yes. Oh, right. Can't do that yet. Right, I don't have that in. Actor, there it is. So for the control room, which I haven't actually gone up to yet, this is the password. So we're missing some props. A beard and a mustache. Important. And what do you need in order to put on a beard and a mustache? Spirit gum. Oops, that's not what I meant to press. Yeah, this is something that is important to talk about. So in this email, it's about Rick. And Lillian is addressing her difficulty she's having with him because he's late, he's not prepared, he's not a team player, he's rude, which can make for a toxic work environment. If that is in any workspace, be it on set, in theater, or in any sort of industry or any job, that's something that you need to deal with right away. Otherwise things just get worse. And people wonder, well, I've been acting this way for such and such length of time, why wasn't I talked to about it earlier? So it is super important when these situations arise to deal with them right away, because things can just get worse and more uncomfortable if you let them be. So I am going to have to come back in here and look at things. Can't look at that yet. Here's another hidden message, or coded message to be more accurate. I think in the Rolodex, her interactive, yeah, there we go. Do need to go through the drawers. The rubber cement, which is an adhesive. This not so nice letter. Must have been in this other drawer. We have castor oil. Not very nice stuff. And then oh, is this another Vampire Diaries thing? Yes, it is! So I pointed out in my Secrets Can Kill playthrough yesterday that on one of the tables in the library, there's a little, I think it's meant to be like a jewel case disc of Vampire Diaries, and here's another one. This one looks more like a board game. So another nod to this previous project that Her Interactive had done pre-Nancy Drew. That's something I kind of wish I had looked into or was aware of at the time. I'm sure I could find information about it now. Okay. Now the whole reason I want to come in here first, where are the 3D glasses? Put these on. And this is how we figure out how to input the code actor into the soundstage. Do I have this drawn out? Yes, I do. Excellent. I don't have to copy this down today. Okay. Up to the studio here. So we're putting in actor. A, C, G is that one. My O, and O. So if we wanted to, you don't have to do this when playing the game, but you can fill around with the tape. Oh yes, it doesn't work very well. On the computer. Come on, cooperate. So here we just get the background noise of where this recording was made. That's really the point of that. I want that, and we're going to reuse this key. Turn on the power to that generator. And now we're going to go to one of my favorite spaces here. Just again, clicking the right places is tricky in this game. They're very particular hotspots. Okay. There we go. So we've matched the settings to the poster that's behind the generator. Now the generator's on, and again, I have to actually walk away from the area I'm trying to get to first. And now if we go to the couch, ta-da! Hidden little elevator, this trapdoor. I love it. I think this is great. Any place that has hidden areas is like the coolest thing to me. And now we're in that locked area in the prop room. If we take a look here, red and black plaid. Remember that piece of fabric where the Klieg light came from? It would have come from this shirt. Okay, and then we want this ID number. And I'm just checking my notes to see if I have it written down so that I don't have to write it down again. Oh, and Spader, there we be. 2001, it looks like I wrote 209 in my notebook. I was running into the edge of the paper. So, 2001. And that's all we get to look at in here. Which is too bad, because there is a filing cabinet which would have been nice to snoop through, but unnecessary. And now we're going to go back to Lillian's office. Hopefully not get caught by Ralph. I think that's only ever happened to me once, and I've been super cautious most of the time since then. And yet, I never see him anymore. Okay, I have to sign back in. This one? No. This one. Alright, 318. Do I need the hyphen? No, it doesn't like it. 6/7/2001. No. It did not like that. Why is that? Try with a space. Did I write this down wrong after all? Oh no, there we go. I must have done a typo and didn't catch it the first time. Oh, I did already print that report. If we wanted to, we can go through some of these. We can't actually open them, but we can just look at the titles of them. I missed something else. here we go. Suppress the chocolates, and those chocolates that were poisoned came from this company. Chocolates tainted with harmless but foul-tasting element found in Mr. Arlen's dressing room. Yep. Did I not print that thing already? I've confused myself. It has been a while since I've played this game. I thought there was a different paper I needed to look at, or that Nancy would comment about Owen Spader.
It looks like Owen was on the set every time something happened to Rick.
Because I did that out of sequence. You have to look at the printer first, and then this employee log. There we go. I think that's all we have to do here. Now I have to leave without getting caught.
Hey, taxi!
Where to, lady?
7226 Lexington Avenue, please.
On my way.
So I'm been playing, what, an hour and 40 minutes? Not quite.
It's locked.
And we're getting closer to the end. I think there's still a little bit to do. Oh, we got this already. I thought this would come tomorrow. Oh, and I forgot to look at, in the prop room, the typewriter. That's where we see the Y that gets dropped in those threatening notes that Rick receives. I do like this fire. That just looks cozy. Okay, remote control. We actually get to watch things on the television twice in this one.
I need something to make this work. I need something to make this work.
This is finicky. There we go. It is the weirdest walk. That's a bit more normal. Okay. Now, change it to the next morning. I don't think Maddie's here. We don't actually talk to her that often after all the crazy stuff happens.
Taxi!
Where can I take you today, miss?
1999 Broadway, please.
Can I help you?
Hello, here's my pass.
Hello, Ms. Drew. Thank you. You may proceed.
Okay, let's confront Lillian. Because it's clear based on what we found in her office that she poisoned those chocolates that Rick got. So we need to talk to her about that.
It's you again. What do you want?
Although apparently we're going to talk about Owen Spader instead.
Well, can you tell me something about Owen Spader?
No, I can't tell you something about Owen Spader. Why should I? It's none of your business.
Here we go.
Lillian, I have reason to believe you're the one threatening Rick. I know for a fact you sent him those chocolates.
Is that so? Well, I have every reason to kick you off this set. Where do you get off telling me what you think? I'll be calling your agent to let him know we no longer require your services. Get out of my office.
Oh, she's not very happy with me now. Can we speak with anyone else?
open. Have you found anything out yet?
Tell me, do you know someone by the name of Owen Spader?
No, that doesn't ring a bell. Wait, no. No, I'm pretty good at names, but I've never heard of him.
Well, I'll see you later, Maddie.
Yeah, I should get back to learning my lines for tomorrow. Good luck.
Entrez-vous. Hello, Miss Drew. I see you can't get enough of me. Do I drive you wild?
Ugh.
Tell me, Rick, do you know a guy by the name of Owen Spader?
Yeah, I know Owen. He was with the, Beekman Theater, wasn't he? Yeah, he's kind of short and stocky. Oh, don't tell me you're seeing him. Don't break my heart, love.
Listen, I gotta go, Rick. Be careful, okay?
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
He's just such a creep. Ugh. Okay, I think we are just about to trigger the ending sequence here. I could call Dwayne. I'm not going to because I'm expecting a phone call as soon as we get into Maddie's.
Where to, lady?
7226 Lexington Avenue, please.
On my way.
Yes. There it is.
Hello? I don't have much time to explain. Can you meet me at the studio later tonight? I know you won't have any trouble getting in.
Excellent. And now, the end. I'll wrap this up.
Taxi!
Where can I take you today, miss?
1999 Broadway, please.
I see our Miss Snoop has shown up.
Why did you ask me to come here?
You see, I've been doing my own investigation, and I kept on finding more and more things until I got a threatening letter yesterday.
Right. How am I supposed to believe that?
You think you're so smart. Well, here it is. Proof positive.
So there's that dropped Y. So I did forget, as I mentioned not long ago, to look at the typewriter in the prop room. So we basically know that whoever's sending these letters has been doing it from the prop room, so it's someone who has access to that space.
Now do you believe me? Who could be doing this? You must know.
I really wanted to click Rick because I wrote an alternate ending in which he was the culprit, and I sometimes forget that's not the case. He isn't actually. It is Dwayne.
It has to be Dwayne. Dwayne Powers? But why on earth would he?
And I love that you get to pick. This only happens in one other game, where you get to guess who the culprit actually is based on the information you've gleaned. So I think that's superb. I would love to see that again. If they did it with every game, it wouldn't be as fun. It certainly wouldn't be unique anymore, but if they could do that in another game, this is again, if they continue with the games, which is a giant question mark for a lot of people, I think that would be really nice. I think people would enjoy having that option again, a bit more autonomy, trying to put the clues together and not having Nancy tell you you figured it out. You actually get to say you figured it out and hopefully you're right. Yeah, let's talk about Owen Spader. We're going to use that as our proof.
With his intense hate of Rick, doomed financial situation, and that clever disguise as Owen Spader, Dwayne had every motive and opportunity to commit these threats and traps.
Yep.
That is correct, Ms. Drew. And now for the bonus round. Name the washed-up director and interfering actress who will be dead in a matter of minutes. Hurry up, contestants. Time's running out.
It's him! Up in the control room! And he's locked us in!
Lillian, hide!
Why, hello, Ms. Drew. I only followed Lillian here, but I've trapped both of you. Your deaths will make a wonderful end to Act 1. Rick Arlen's death will be the climax to this little soap opera I've produced. I'm calling it
One death to die.
Yeah, he's lost his marbles now.
Dwayne, this isn't a soap opera. You're dealing with real people.
Real life is a soap opera. You'll learn that. Or rather, you would have learned that had you lived.
He's such a creep, too.
Dwayne, there's still time to let us go. Please, don't do this.
Enough!
Words!
You will soon see that I am a man of action. I'll come down for the final close-up. I'm gonna write you two out of the script forever.
So sorry about your short-lived career, Miss
And I
Drew.
hate this part. This is so hard to do. It's worse when you're on a laptop, which I'm not. I'm actually on a desktop with a proper mouse.
Open up!
But I often have to do this many, many times. Oh, that's not
Think, Nancy.
Come on,
think.
I tricked you. Problem is, I don't remember. Oh no! Oh god, no. It's so menacing and so horrifying, and I hate it. That's one more reason I hate this game.
No,
God, his face goes like gargoyle. Oh. Okay, how many times am I gonna have to do second chance?
Enough! Words! You will soon see that I am a man of action. I'll come down for the final
I really wish I
close-up.
could
I'm
skip
gonna
this
write
part.
you two out of the script forever.
So sorry about your short-lived career, Miss Drew.
No, you're not.
Open up in there!
And of course, this puzzle changes each time, so even if I figured most of it out last time, it means nothing. No, don't come down the stairs. I'm not ready.
Think, Nancy. Think.
No.
Time's up!
No! I had it! I had it! No! This game is so mean. I had one more click,
No, don't.
and I would have solved it. Oh man. You're welcome to skip ahead. I don't know how many times this is gonna take. I'm gonna hope this is the last time. I have definitely, when I've played this game before, I've stopped for days right at the end because I'm tired of repeatedly failing at this last puzzle. This is the worst. Because there are no clues to figure out the order, and because it changes each time and it's a timed puzzle, you're likely to have to redo this multiple times.
Enough!
And yet I persist.
Words! You will soon see that I am a man of action. I'll come down for the final close-up. I'm gonna write you two out of the script forever.
So sorry about your short-lived career, Miss Drew.
Okay, come on.
Open up in there!
Be nice.
Open up!
And be easy.
Places, everyone!
Hurry, Nancy.
It's the last one I try.
He's coming down. Think, Nancy. Think.
I've forgotten it. Oh dear, I've forgotten it. Oh, I did it. Ha! Only took 3 tries. Thank God. I hate this puzzle. I hate this game. Maybe I don't hate it, but I really don't like it. Man, oh man.
Time's up!
It's curtains for you, Miss Drew.
Come on, Ralph. Save me. Save my life.
What's going on in here? Hey, you! This is the guy we've been looking for.
Just whacks him with his whole body weight.
You've solved the case.
Well done, Ralph.
Way to go, Ralph.
Yes, way to go, Ralph.
Dwayne's in the right hands now. Case closed. Dear Bess, another mystery solved. Dwayne is now awaiting trial for his attempted murder and has publicly apologized for his crimes. Lillian has moved out to California
What a cool
and
shot,
is directing
by the
her
way.
first film. But the best news is about Maddie and Rick. They finally decided to tie the knot. Well, as Serena and Rory. But who knows? Perhaps it'll rub off on them. There's always hope. Love, Nancy.
And there we go. Stay tuned for Danger. Complete. So that took just under 2 hours. So not too long. Slightly longer than Secrets Can Kill. But certainly something you can easily play in one day, because it doesn't take very long as you know the sequence. And as long as you remember to get the pliers and the doorknob. Or at least the doorknob. Which I didn't have to use because I'd already picked up the pliers. If you forget to pick up the pliers, but you have the doorknob in your inventory, you can get back into the prop room at a later time. But oh, yes, it's done. And oh, that ending. I hate that ending so much. Like I said, I've stopped playing this game on several different occasions because I can't finish it. I don't have enough time to complete that puzzle at the very end to open the door for Ralph. Yeah. But it only took 3 tries. That's not too bad. That might be a record. Actually, I do know I did manage to do it in 1 try once. On the laptop, which is shocking. Yes, anyways, that is Stay Tuned for Danger. I didn't dissect as much from this game as I had with the first. In the first game, we were talking a lot about the stresses that are involved with each student, or I should say that each student experiences. This game, I didn't feel like there was really a lot to point out. The only thing I really did was about that toxic workplace environment that comes up in that email that we see Lillian has sent to William Pappas and Millie Strathorn. And it's the briefest thing. You know, it's not something that we look at a whole lot. But you can tell that there is this uncomfortable atmosphere when you're talking to various characters that stem from Rick. You get it from Dwayne, who hates him passionately because he tries to kill everyone. William, who doesn't like him. We hear him grumbling about him over the phone. And he even mentions that Rick is difficult to work with. Lillian is a cranky pants because she hates him. Millie Strathorn, who's completely gaga, is sort of right in not liking him. And then not Millie, but Maddie is the only person who kind of sticks up for him, which is interesting. Maybe that's because she has feelings for him, or because they used to date. Maybe she still feels like she has to stick by his side, and it's difficult to be negative about someone she cared about. I don't know. It is interesting that she's the only one who has anything good to say about him. So beyond that, I don't think I have much more to say. I've stated a couple of times that I don't like this game. For years, it was my least favorite. That changed when Danger by Design came out. But yeah, there's something about this game I find unsettling in the worst possible way. I think a lot of it is the music, which is actually a good thing. It means the music sets these scenes really well, but it makes me so uncomfortable that I don't want to play it. And I think Rick is just disgusting and gross, and I hate him so much. So what comes next? So I might do a reading of this book, Stay Tuned for Danger, which is from the Nancy Drew Files series. I'm hoping still to do that with the first game as well. Just today was a gross day and I didn't feel like reading, and I thought because the house was empty, it was a nice day to be able to do this playthrough and recording rather than hitting up the books next. So yes, I might do some audio recordings of the books that the games are based on, and then do comparison videos to see how much the game stuck to their source material. That's an exercise I'm looking forward to doing, in the future. So with that, I will let you go. Thank you for those who have watched or listened to this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, it's not super exciting if you've already played it and you know the sequence. There's just me sort of chatting about every now and then, grumbling my utter dismay at dealing with that final puzzle. But other than that, I suppose it's a lot like anyone else playing the game on their own. Alright, let's leave it at that. It's just under 2 hours. Thank you again. Stay well, be safe, and I'll do this again hopefully soon. Bye-bye now.